Hello dear students, now I am going to discuss some MCQ question answer on electrolysis or electrochemistry. This is important for Cambridge O-level chemistry and Cambridge IGCSE chemistry. Let's move. Number 1. Electrical cables are made from either number 1 copper because it is very good conductor of electricity, or from 2 is the aluminium because it has low density. You know, aluminium has low density. Overhead cables have a steel core. Why steel core? In order to give the cable strength. Steel is used to strong the cable, to make strong the cable. So C is the right answer. And B also right, first part copper, aluminium, but number 3 is wrong, not magnesium. Magnesium is soft. If you use magnesium, cable will not be strong. So C is the correct answer. Now number 2, what will be produced at the anode? And you know, anode is the positive electrode and at the cathode is the negative electrode. If molten potassium chloride is electrolyzed, potassium chloride K plus KCl, so it will be K plus ion and chloride ion, potassium ion, chloride ion. So when molten, there is no water, and you know, at the cathode, potassium ion gains electron to produce potassium metal. So at the cathode produce potassium, and at the anode, you know, chloride ion oxidize, means lose electron to produce chlorine gas. So when molten, you remember, when molten, then metal will be produced, but when aqueous, hydrogen will be produced. As here molten, so at the cathode potassium metal will be produced, at the anode chlorine gas will be produced. Next, number 3, which row describe the electrolysis of molten potassium bromide? Same, molten. As molten, so when molten ionic compound, then metal will be produced at the cathode. So here potassium will be the answer. Potassium metal will be produced, and bromide, so bromide ion is oxidized to produce bromine. You know, at the cathode reduction reaction occur, at the anode oxidation reaction occur. So at the cathode, potassium ion gain electron to produce potassium metal, at the anode bromide ion lose electron, I mean bromide ion oxidize to form bromine molecules. So B is the correct answer. Number 4, the diagram shows the electrolysis of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated aqueous sodium chloride using carbon electrodes. You know, carbon electrodes is a non-inert electrode, unreactive electrode. So this, you see, electrode 1 is the anode, positive electrode, you know, and electrode 2 is the cathode, and electrode 3 also positive electrode, and electrode 4 is the negative electrode. So you are asking at which electrodes is hydrogen is produced. You know, hydrogen produced at the cathode, because at cathode hydrogen ion gains electron to produce hydrogen. So here electrode 2 is the cathode, electron 4 also cathode. So answer will be electrodes 2 and 4, because at negative electrode hydrogen ion reduction means gain of electron to produce hydrogen. Then this number 5, what are the electrode products when molten silver iodide, here also molten silver iodide contains silver ion and iodide ion. So as molten, you know, metal will be produced at the cathode. So at the cathode silver metal will be produced. At cathode silver ion gains electron to produce silver. And at the anode electrode iodine will be produced. How? Iodide ion oxidize means lose electron to produce iodine. And you will remember when molten, that in that case at the cathode metal will be produced, and at the anode iodide ion oxidized to produce iodine. Number 6, copper and hydrogen can be formed by the electrolysis. At which electrodes are these elements formed? And copper, you know, copper form copper ion gains 2 electron to produce copper. So this is reduction reaction. You know, at the cathode it will be cathode. At cathode reduction reaction occur. And also hydrogen, copper and hydrogen will form from hydrogen ion to hydrogen ion gains 2 electron to produce hydrogen gas. And these both reaction are reduction reaction, and you know, at reduction reaction occurs at the cathode electrode. So this is the right answer. Now you see the diagram shows a failed attempt to copper plate a fan. This copper cathode, this copper sulfate solution, and this is the pan. Now you are asking which action will plate the pan with copper? Which action will plate the pan with copper? So this copper cathode, copper sulfate and pan, making the pan at the cathode and the copper at the anode. And you know, as you will electroplate this pan, so this pan should be added to the cathode, and the electroplating metal, I mean copper, will be added to anode. So you see this is wrong. This will be negative cathode and this will be anode. So D is the right answer. Making the pen, this pen, the cathode, this will be negative, and copper will make the anode and copper will be positive. Then copper will oxidize and that copper ion will deposited into the on the pen. Next, the diagram shows the electroplating of a steel object. This copper electrode, this positive electrode, steel object is added to cathode, this okay, copper to sulfate solution. Now a student made the following statement, 3 statement. 1, the object turns a reddish brown color. Yes, this is true because copper will form in this here on the surface of the object. So the object turns a reddish brown color because copper ion is reddish brown or pink brown, copper solid. And the copper sulfate solution changes to a pale blue color. No, electrolyte remain the same color, so this is wrong. 3, the copper electrode becomes smaller because as copper is oxidized, so this will be dissolved and this will be smaller, gradually smaller. So 1 and 3 is the right answer. Which statements are correct? C is the right answer. 1 and 3 only. Because this copper will lose electron, oxidize to produce copper ion. This copper ion will deposit on the surface of the steel object. So this color will be reddish brown, but this solution as copper to sulfate ion remains same. So the copper to sulfate solution changes to a paler blue color. This is wrong. 1 and 3 is the right answer. That means C is the correct answer. Nine. An object is electroplated with silver using an aqueous silver salt as electrolyte. Which set of condition is used? And you know, the object that to be electroplated are attached to cathode and the other electrode is made from silver. As silver metal will be used as electroplating metal, so this silver will be at the anode and the object will be added to the cathode. So D is the correct answer. This number 10, the diagram shows an electrolysis experiment. This electrode Q, electrode P, this is negative electrode and this is positive electrode, this is electrolyte. Now you are asking, during the electrolysis sodium was formed at electrode P, so P is the cathode, and chlorine at electrode Q. Which row correctly identifies P, Q and X? So P will be cathode because metal ion gains electron to produce metal at the cathode reduction reaction occur, and chlorine, this at the anode chloride ion oxidized to produce chlorine. this will be anode Q, and electrolyte will be molten sodium chloride, because sodium is formed and chlorine also formed, so electrolyte will be sodium chloride. This is the right answer. Cathode sodium will be produced, at the anode chlorine will be produced, and electrolyte will be molten sodium chloride. Thank you, dear students.